Okay, we're back with another edition of Keara Explains the Bible, and this time we're covering the Easter Sunday resurrection story, in part because Easter just happened, and in part because it's just a really dramatic, juicy story. And you'll notice I am wearing a shawl for ambiance. So our story begins 3 days after the crucifixion, when Mary Magdalene and the other women go to visit Jesus' tomb. And when they get there, they see that the huge stone slab that covers the tomb, it has rolled away. And that tomb is empty. Jesus' body is not there. And at this, Mary Magdalene just breaks down crying because she thinks Jesus' body has been moved or stolen. And the other women see this and they're like, okay, clearly Mary is going through it. Let's give her some space because we got to put our heads together and figure out what happened here. And once they do, 2 angels appear to the women and they're like, be not afraid. He has risen. Go spread the word. So the women are like, dun, 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 dun. Let's go, girls. And they rush back to tell the apostles. But the apostles don't believe them because I guess back in ancient Judea, the concept of believing women had not yet been invented. Meanwhile, back at the tomb, Mary is still a wreck. And this man comes up behind her and checks on her. And at first, she thinks it's the gardener, but when she turns around, she sees it's Jesus. And Jesus is like, yeah. It's me, the one and only. Mary goes in for the hug. Jesus responds by going, oh, no touching, no touching. But please let the boys know that I am back in town for a bit before I go to heaven. Which is like, damn, talk about getting friend zoned. But even still, Mary runs back to the other apostles and she's like, no, the women are telling the truth. I saw him, Jesus is back. Still, the apostles don't believe the women except for Peter and John, who go to check out the tomb for themselves. And they see that the women were telling the truth. Feminist kings. Later that day, 2 of Jesus's disciples are walking down the road just chatting, and they meet this really cool stranger. And they tell him about the day, they're really vibing with him, so they invite him over for dinner. And it is only at dinner, once they see this stranger break bread, that it's like a veil has lifted, and they recognize that it's Jesus. And they're like, oh my God, we need to tell the boys. So they rush back to all the other disciples. And once they're all together in the same room, except for this one straggler named Thomas, Jesus appears before them. And at first, the disciples are really scared. They're like, oh my God, it's a ghost, be gone, foul spirit. And Jesus is like, guys, look, nails in the hands, it's me. Look, you can touch them. And everyone knows ghosts don't have bodies. Now who's hungry for fish? Because I'm starving and I've got a lot of updates. So they have a great fish dinner and Jesus explains that he's only back in town for a bit. He has to go back to heaven soon. But don't worry, I'm not abandoning you, Lord knows you still need guidance. Once I ascend, I'm gonna send the Holy Spirit your way and they'll be able to help you. And 40 days after this fish dinner, he gets the entire crew together. They go to the desert of Bethany and they watch as Jesus ascends into heaven. And when the disciples get home, a huge gust of wind blows through the house. Flames appear above their head and they are filled with the Holy Spirit. And when they go back outside, they realize